We're two guys.
And this is our talk show.
That's Zach.
And that's Brando.
And we're back with another episode.
Yeah, another one every week, man. We're going on it. This is like our 20-something. No, I think this is number 20. Maybe. Anyway, Bell Let's Talk was on last week.
Yeah, that went on last week. Yeah, we're gonna...
I'll also say a little bit of background for you guys who don't know what the Bell Let's Talk is. It's pretty much this campaign that Bell runs once a year on the 31st of January. And essentially, I think they put a certain amount of money. I think they donate like a penny for every text that is sent on that day through Bell services. So the Bell Let's Talk, I guess, campaign is promoting talking with people about mental health and talking about, I guess, just anything. But I think specifically mental health.
Yeah, being there for people who are suffering from any mental illness, knowing that someone's there, talking and bringing that to light, I guess, and helping people out.
It's an awesome awareness campaign, and TGOTS is taking on their own little spin of a Bell Let's Talk and doing a
TGOTS Let's Talk.
TGOTS Let's Talk. Two guys, let's talk. All right, and so I guess kind of in the mood of mental health, what keeps you happy, or what keeps you on the bright train?
Well, I try to just...
Actually, before you mention anything, we're not professionals. We are unprofessional. We are professional unprofessionals. So this is all opinion. This is all amateur hour.
Yeah. Hashtag professionally unprofessional.
Ooh, it's gonna look good. I like that a lot, actually. Professionally unprofessional. So this is not a professional opinion. Just
take it and enjoy.
That was so sensual. But
anyway.
yeah, what I do is I just I make small goals. Like, people always have goals, like big goals in mind. I try to do smaller goals, kind of like what you did in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
You had goals for every month.
Yeah, no, that's something I like to. I mean, I think with that, my goals for, I guess I still do them on my own, but with the goals, I like to post them so that people can remind me, or at least kind of be thinking about them too. I mean, it kind of puts the pressure on if someone else also knows of something. Like if you're like, hey, I told my friend that I have to do something this week, and they remind you, you're like, oh, now I have even more reason to do that thing because now my friend knows about it and I want to impress them or whatever the case is. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I try to do. I try to do smaller goals that I can slowly work towards, where it's not going to be a long stretch, but eventually those small goals, you complete them, you feel good about it, and eventually you can get to bigger goals. Like, I got a couple of bigger goals in mind, but still working on some smaller ones.
Yeah, and all those add up, right? So yeah, likely your goals are kind of reflecting this overall goal you might have for that month or for that year, whatever, right? So that's awesome that you have those things. That I really like taking the pressure off of myself, and I have this interesting like fate belief system where it's kind of interesting. So I have this like idea that everyone kind of has their path, and it may or may not already be predetermined by some fate, by some mathematical equation. We're all on kind of this like single path that has been directed by some, I'm not religious, but some power, and I believe that the choices that I make are going to kind of, zigzag me on this line that I'm guided on, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like there's this goal here, there's a line from me to this like end point, and then essentially I'm always going to get to that end point per se, and the decisions I make just kind of vary this story that I live, or this like story that is like these, infinite possibilities of me getting to this point. So I guess for me, honestly, this like in the whole scheme of things, it just takes pressure off of me to say like, well, if I make this decision, or if, I feel like this should have happened because this is happening at the end, or like, I don't have to stress incredibly much about this decision because regardless of kind of what happens here, likely I'm gonna be over here anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of
It's a good way
just
to
takes
look at it.
it takes the pressure off of me to say like, oh my god, like I have this big thing I need to do and I have no time to do it, and I figure, well, I'm gonna do it because there's this thing here. Like I don't know, like it's just I don't know. It's like
It works for you though.
in the mind of it works for me. It takes pressure off of me to make any kind of like really stressful. Like I take less stress off of the decisions that I need to make. That's essentially what it does for me.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at things. Like anything to keep positive. Like even like what do you do outside of those goals? Like is there any like activities you do to help keep yourself positive, keep yourself motivated?
I mean, obviously, this is. I like to keep three things in mind. This is something I learned from a good friend of mine, and she said, you should have three hobbies. You should have a creative hobby, which is like this right here. I love doing this. You should have a healthy hobby, and you should have a hobby that earns you money. And essentially, I do kind of have three of those right now. I do go to the gym fairly often, and obviously with our flag football, we like to do that often too. So that's another healthy hobby, and then a money hobby is essentially just whatever your position is, or even if it's something like couponing or selling items, or having a healthy and this could almost be hopefully one day this is our financial hobby too, where we can just kind of be creative and also earn a little dough on the side. But that's kind of that's the three things that I like. I like to have one of those three hobbies, and then things just, I don't know, things aren't stressful for me. And what about you? What are some things that you do to keep it real?
Friends are a big thing. Being around your friends, even when you're not in the mood to be around people, it does help to be with your friends and just goof off and just have a good time, just because that positive energy you're around brings you up.
Yeah.
And music takes a big toll in my life. Like I love music. Like there's certain artists, certain songs I listen to that kind of make me feel like their emotion, or make me feel the emotion of the song, which kind of opens my eyes to things. But I really like music. Music's the biggest thing that helps me in the long run being happy, being positive. Like if you look at my workout playlist, everything's upbeat, positive, and it helps me push. So songs and music can help you push through life and help you out.
That's really I do enjoy music too, and I think I don't think I quite take it as far as you do and enjoy it like that, but I totally see so many people are very similar to that, where you feel it, like it's not just like the listening and you enjoy like the beats and things like that, but you honestly like you can relate to who's ever singing or whatever the vocals are speaking. And I think one of the biggest things I guess for me too is feeling connected. So if it's with friends, family, music, anything like that, just feeling like you're not alone, or feeling like more like feeling a part of something, right? Like I feel like even listening to music that isn't directly directed at you, still makes you feel a part of something, right? Because so many people probably like the same artist or feel the same thing, so it's it's good.
It helps with certain genres of music you listen to that it might not be like a fast-paced song, but it might have meaning behind it. It's like, okay, well, this person that's singing, the person or the character in the song is feeling this way, and they're overcoming it by the end of the song.
It is a story.
They feel like it's like the song's almost like it's directed to them. The character's going through the same thing this person is going through in life, but eventually makes it through. So it's kind of uplifting knowing the fact that even through song, even though it's not an actual person relating to you, but they help you out. The song helps you out. The artist kind of knows how to affect people in good ways.
Yeah. I think that's what makes the best artists so popular, is because of their way that they can relate to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's just a handful of ways that we kind of keep happy and keep motivated. A couple hobbies, couple music things,
Yeah.
and
Activities, friends, hobbies.
yeah. And we're here for you guys too. As much as we love being silly and goofy and screw around a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, we're here for you. Comment section's always open below if you guys want to talk about anything, or what do you guys do for keeping yourself motivated or bright, uplifting each day?
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing either to be not bright and uplifting every day. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely have days where I'm just like super mellow and don't want to see people. But that's that's normal, or at least that's my opinion of. There's no such thing as normal.
Yeah.
Again, professionally unprofessional. Just a couple guys talking at a camcorder.
Yeah.
Hoping that y'all enjoy some of the things that we say, and if you don't, let us know too.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make this episode like a scarf,
A scarf
and wrap it up.
wrap it. Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
TGOTS to go.